from a psychological perspective that we are weak. We are weak. And the psychology is the most vulnerable part, and they exploited this, and they said whenever someone likes or comments on a post or photograph that you upload, we give you a little dopamine hit. It's a chemical reaction, like a neurotransmitter. Something's taking place, making you feel good straight away. You light up, instant gratification. You got some engagement. And this is exactly how it was founded back in 2005. That for every like or share or engagement or any comment or any type of interaction that you get, dopamine is pumped around the brain. You feel good. I was depressing earlier on, but I've uploaded this photo and somebody said, great. Wow, I feel better now. But there's the downside to this as well. We'll talk about that later. What's happening is that the dopamine is hardwiring your brain. You need more of it and you become addicted. Neural pathways are being created in the brain. You want more. You want more and more. You like the feeling of euphoria, the feeling of interaction, the feeling of engagement. It's making that dopamine pump around the brain. And as a result of this, we're getting hooked. So let's look at the brain. For every like or share that you get, remember we're just focusing on Facebook. I didn't have time to go into Instagram and Snapchat and all that. So I'm just focusing on one, Facebook. But they're all similar in terms of whenever you have any engagement, dopamine is pumped around the brain, makes you feel good, and all this hardwiring and neural pathways are being formed. You know what neural pathways are? So basically, in your brain, wallahi, this is لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. Allah has made us in the best form, subhanAllah. When you understand or you study science, you start looking at these things, you say, subhanAllah. That the neural pathways are formed to allow your brain to start processing certain patterns and behaviors. It's like a path. You have a path on the grass which hasn't been trodden on. If you walk on it every day for a few days, what happens? A path is made. Your brain similarly has neural pathways that can be formed based on your behaviors. If you do good behaviors, you will have a good behavior for life. If you can wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock and hit that button to switch the alarm off and get out of bed, the first few weeks are going to be difficult. But once the neural pathways are formed, it'll be second nature. It'll be second nature. That path is formed in your brain and you will instinctively get up. On the contrary, you could develop bad habits as well. Like with social media, you like the buzz, you like lying in bed, you like doing this, watching this. Neural pathways are being created, it becomes second nature. You're addicted. This is what's happening. So, because we want that instant gratification, that validation, that acknowledgement, once we do get it, dopamine is pumped, and dopamine associates these kind of messages making you feel good. Subhanallah. And you can't just take your phone and say, you know what, that's it, throw it in the bin. Because we're hooked at the moment. There's a steady process where you have to ease yourself off. And then we'll talk about that later. But researchers talk about one symptom that develops from people who just want to cold turkey. They'll say, you know what, I just want to stop this. It's called phantom vibration syndrome. What's that? When they say, you know what, I'm not going to go on my phone anymore. The next day, what they feel is that they feel that the phone has rung, or there's a notification. They keep checking their phone, thinking, almost like really believing with sincerity that I'm sure my phone rang. It buzzed, I had a notification, and there's nothing there. Because the brain, remember, it's been hardwired. So they call this the phantom vibration syndrome. You can check it out later. And this is exactly what happens to people because we have now become hardwired. Neural pathways have been formed. Inshallah, we'll look at the solutions to this later.